We live by a code. Stop lying and start telling the fucking truth. My name is Chuck Whitman, and I train great traders who lead great lives. Traders I've trained have generated in excess of $1 billion and are found at some of the largest hedge funds and proprietary trading firms in the United States. So we live by a code. We want to stop lying and we want to start living. So what does it mean to live by a code? It means that we're going to tell the fucking truth. Well, what does that mean? For us to be successful in life, we need to tell the truth. So many people in life go through not telling the truth. They go through not accepting blame. They go through blaming everybody else for everything that's going on in their life. They don't own their shit. When we live by a code, we own our shit. We are responsible for everything that happens in our lives. And why does this matter? Because when we are a victim, when we blame everybody else, we are weak. And when you're weak, there's nothing you can do about it. When you're a victim, your energy falls. When you're a victim, everybody does shit to you. Yeah, you can blame somebody else, but it doesn't matter. It makes you weak. But when we live by a code, when we accept responsibility for everything that happens in our life, we are in a position of strength. Because when we own our shit, then we can fix it. There's an element of this that is never talked about. And that is that we in society, particularly with men, we are told that we should not be ourselves. We're told it's not okay to express ourselves. So when we live by a code, the biggest part of living by a code is telling the truth and being authentic about who you are, about who God made you to be, about this sense inside of this real person, this real man that sits inside of you that you know is in there, but you are put him in a prison and don't let him out. Now, why is this? It's because as we're growing up, we're told all these stories. We're told that we need to behave in a certain way. We're told we don't cry. We're told that we don't express our feelings. Because if we express our feelings and we cry, we're weak. So what we're taught is we're taught that we suppress. We suppress our feelings. We suppress our emotions. We don't say what's on our mind because a real man owns his shit. He doesn't express what's going on. Well, there's problems with this because the more we suppress, when we have these feelings and we suppress them, we know they want to come out. So how do we address them? We address them by sedating. We address them by withdrawing. We address them by hiding. This is how we manage these feelings. And then when we do this, when we suppress, when we hide, we start to lose touch with who we are. We start to lose who we're authentically made to be. This comes up a variety of ways. This comes up when somebody says something to you, often your spouse or your girlfriend who says something to you and you want to say something back, but you don't. You suppress it. Somebody upsets you and you want to confront them, but you're scared, so you suppress it. In our trading, you have feelings, you have anger around your trades, but you don't express them, so you suppress them. The more we suppress, the more we hide, the less we are authentically being ourselves. The more we become a victim, the more we pull away, the more we lose our authenticity. For you to become the person you're capable of becoming, for you to become who God made you to be, you have to be fully aligned. People talk about biohacking and how can I do different things to be able to accelerate my results. You want to accelerate your results? Be who you were fucking made to be. Just start there. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Don't care what people's opinions are. Don't care what people say, that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, that you're not disciplined enough. Forget the stories. Just own who you are. You see, when we have these stories, when these things come up, there's parts of us that fraction off and we create energy leaks. When we suppress, we're creating energy leaks. When we hide, we lose our focus. For you to be who you're capable of being, there cannot be any leaks. There cannot be any waste. What you're going to feel is when you can step out of a mindset of caring what everybody else thinks and just authentically be you, you're going to see your power rise. You're going to see your focus increase. You're going to see your energy rise. And as this happens, you're going to be able to own your shit. You're going to be able to solve any problem that comes your way because you are responsible. See, this is big. Everything that happens to you in your life, you're responsible for. We have a scale of consciousness we talk about. I'm not going to get into it today, but quite simply, when you're a victim, your energy is low. Just think about somebody you know who's a victim. Just look at their body language. Look at their voice. What do you see? People who are victims. They're usually hunched over. They're scared. They talk low. There's no power in their voice. But when you are responsible, you're not in this place. When you're responsible, you start to rise. You start to rise up. Your voice starts to become strong. And when you start to rise up and take responsibility, then you can change things. We can talk about all these other things. We can talk about trading strategies. We can talk about money management. We can talk about biohacks. We can talk about meditation. We can talk about the best practices in writing our trading plans and doing debriefings and all these other things. But if you don't own your shit, the rest of it does not matter. If you don't take responsibility for every aspect of your trading, every aspect of your life, you won't make it. You'll never realize your full potential. This is where we start. We start by living a code. We start by living by a code. We start by taking responsibility. Once we do that, we can solve everything else. But if we don't do that, the rest won't matter. So one of the things we use as a tool is what we call the Warrior software. If you find this interesting, go back to the prior YouTube from last Trader Tip Tuesday from last week that we did on Core 4. And we're going to start to see that when we live by a code and we live in our Core 4 every day, our life starts to massively change. So you can go back and watch the Trader Tip Tuesday on Core 4. And in the comments below, you're going to see a link to a landing page where you could get a free trial to this Warrior software. And this software supports Core 4 and it supports this idea of living by a code. Now, we've talked about suppression. When we want to get away from suppression, we want to take our emotions and process them. We can do amazing things when we own and process our emotions. This is something else we're going to do in the Warrior software, but it all has to start by living by a code. So this is Trader Tip Tuesday, where every Tuesday I come to you with tips like today that help you take your performance to an elite level. Check out the comments below, and I will see you next Tuesday.